Hi everyone. So this is another example which we will talk. This is the Lambda which we are writing, and we are using serverless framework obviously. And using this Lambda, what we will do is we will send the image URL in the event body, and you need to just download the image and upload that image to some S3 bucket, right? So you need a Lambda which needs to have an access to S3. So if we just take a look onto the serverless.yml, I will not be writing code, I will be just going through this code so I can explain you. So here is our serverless.yml file. So here we have the provider, runtime and all these things, and you look at this IAM role statement. So we are giving role to this Lambda to do a put object, means upload an object to this S3 bucket, and the name of the S3 bucket is defined here because same bucket we are referencing in the function and in the resource. Okay, so what we are doing here is you see this is the provider, custom, and then function. So this save function, this is the handler.save. So this is just an independent Lambda, and this is the environment. We haven't attached it to some API gateway because there is no event we can see. This is just an independent Lambda, and the environment of this Lambda is just a bucket name, right? Now this Lambda can be attached to API gateway where you are actually sending some HTTP post request, passing this image URL. Okay, image URL, then you will get the image URL from the event object, and then you will download that HTTP URL image and upload it to S3. It can be a scenario, right? So I mean, Lambda can be invoked in n different ways. It can be a simple, you send a message to SQS and then attach this Lambda as a trigger to that SQS. Okay, so in this handler you see the simple code. This is our handler, this is handler.save method, and this is the non-async code. I mean, we are not using async handler and doing all these things. We are just using fetch, and here we are downloading this image. If everything is fine, we are just converting that image to a response.buffer. Here we are getting buffer, and then we are using S3.PutObject. So S3 is, like you can see, the managed service, and we can access it using AWS SDK, same as like document client for the DynamoDB. Similarly, we will get S3 from AWS SDK using this thing, S3 equal to new AWS.S3. Okay, we are going to run this code on Lambda. Lambda already have an access to that bucket, so you don't need to provide the access key and secret key here. So this is simple code, S3.PutObject, bucket name, key, and body. Body is just a buffer of that file, right? And then it's going to return a promise. This is an important thing. I mean, most of these SDK methods are callback based. So if you want to convert them to the promise based, what you can do is you can do a dot promise, a simple Node.js utility. This is the function, you do a dot promise. So now it is converted into a promise. If everything is fine, this callback will be triggered. Otherwise, you can also have a dot catch where you return the error, like here dot catch. You will get error, and then you can return error in that callback. So here it will be error. Okay, something like this. So now we can have these different examples of Lambda talking to S3, SQS, SNS, DynamoDB, or any other AWS service, right? The whole concept of this tutorial or playlist was just to tell how we can use serverless framework to do all these things, how we can assign a role to a Lambda, how we can do the configuration, how we can create a CloudFormation resources like creating a DynamoDB table in a particular region. All these things can be done using this serverless.yml. You can create the whole full stack application using this. I mean, we talked about the basic CRUD operations, but you can do beyond that. Okay, so I may add few more hands-on coding lambdas, but I think this is what I wanted to cover in this playlist. Okay, thanks everyone.